Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to add in the top banner that you see on the athletic theme. It just takes a few steps. The first one is to create the banner inside of BigCommerce. Then we're going to copy the code from the support site and use that code to create the banner in BigCommerce. We're going to edit that code so the text of the banner is what you want, as well as the icons, and then we're done. Also, as an extra, I'm going to go into some advanced edits, which is outside of the free support. However, it will give you a better understanding of how to override certain color and size settings. Okay, so first up, let's create the banner. So if we look at the site before we create the banner, you'll see how it looks. Basically, you got the navigation bar and then the carousel that appears below it. We're working on adding that banner between the nav and the carousel. So to create the banner, just go into your BigCommerce admin panel, go into marketing. Banners should be the default link selected, but if it's not, you just click on the link over here that says banners. Once you're here, click the create a banner button. And here we're going to add in the banner information. So for this, we're going to call it the top banner. Banner content, we're going to leave that blank for now. We want the banner to show on the home page. So click that. We want the banner to be visible, so make sure that checkbox is checked. And the location, we want it to show at the top of the page. Once that's all done, hit save. And we now have our top banner created. Okay, next up, let's add our code to the banner. So to do that, we're going to have to go in and edit the banner. So we head off here, click on edit. And where we see the banner content, we want to toggle this into the HTML code view by clicking this button. And we now have our HTML source editor. From here, we go to the Wise & Young support site, and we copy the code for the top banner. Come back to the HTML source editor and paste. And we now have our default code for the top banner. So with our default code in place, now it's time to edit it so the banner shows the text that we want as well as the icons. So to explain the code a little bit and what changes what, essentially anything that's within the strong tag will appear in the largest font size. Basically, it's the headline. And anything in the span tag is the text that appears below. So that's the subheadline. And the icons themselves is controlled by Font Awesome, which is essentially CSS classes. I'm going to show you how to replace those icons with whatever icons you want. So with Font Awesome, the icon that will be displayed is essentially whatever the class is. And to change it, you basically have to know which classes will display which icons. So to do that, you would go to the Font Awesome site. On Athletic, we're using Font Awesome 4.7. So you want to basically follow the link on the support article to go to the Font Awesome 4.7 website to get a list of all the possible options. So just for the example here, I am going to use the bathtub icon. So to get the actual CSS code, I basically click on the icon I want. And I look for this code here. So it's not this is just the short name. What I want to copy is everything between these quotation marks. So I'm going to copy that and go back to my code, and I'm going to replace the icon with the new code. Hit update to save the changes. I'll click save, and now I'll go to my website without the top banner, reload, and you can see I now have the top banner, and I also have the bathtub icon. And that's it. Now we're done. So now let's get into the advanced edits. So the type of advanced edits that we're going to review are essentially changing the color and size of the elements in the banner. And to do that, I just want to take some time to explain to you what's set by default and what controls it. So if you were to go into the admin panel and head off to your themes and open up the theme editor. You'll see that the colors of the banner items, the text as well as the icons, is controlled by certain variables in your color settings. So let me just go over those really quickly. The actual icons themselves are controlled by your primary navigation background color. So if I were to change that to another color, you can see the icons update at the same time as your primary navigation. The text that's within the strong tag, so basically that headline, is controlled by the primary action button color. So that is down here. And the subheadline is controlled by the body text color. So by default, all of the colors of that area are controlled by variables that are already in your website, but it's possible that you're going to want different colors than those default settings. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do, is to how to override those colors with your own colors that you want for the banner. So to override colors and font sizes, the only way to do that is using a technique called inline styles. And essentially what that means is you're putting CSS within HTML code. And since all banner code or banners in BigCommerce are just HTML code, that allows us to go in and start to override all the colors and sizes of the content within those banners. Having said that, let's go check out how to do it. So head off to marketing, go to your banner section and edit your top banner. When you're editing your top banner, you need to click on the HTML button to see the HTML source code. So from here, what we're going to do is change the color of one of the icons, as well as increasing the size of that icon. So that's all going to be within this EM tag. So right now we have the class assigned to it, which is the Font Awesome icon. To add an inline style, you basically just add in style equals quotation marks, and then you can put in whatever information you want. We're going to change the color to, I believe this is yellow, or maybe it's red, we'll find out. And we're also going to increase the size. So essentially the Font Awesome icons, their default size is 48 pixels. So if you want anything bigger, it should be more than 48, smaller, less than 48. The headline is 20 pixels and the subheadline is 16 pixels. So just to keep those dimensions in mind, what makes them larger, what makes them smaller. So in this case, we want a bigger icon. So the font size, we're going to go with, let's say, we'll just go with the 60 pixels. So font size, 60 pixels. And there we go. As far as learning CSS and inline styles and all that type of stuff, that's something that you could Google if you don't already know how to do it. But it's essentially what I've typed in here. So now that we've got the code changed, we're essentially just going to hit update and save that banner. And we will now refresh, and this bathtub should be a lot bigger and a different color. There we are. So it was red in the end. But you can see the icon is much bigger than the others, as well as a different color, and we've successfully overwritten the color as well as the default size for that banner code. So hopefully with that example, you can start to make your changes in the banner to make it the way that you want.